was a time and a bit ago, in the summer of 1816, the sun high in the sky, and them fields were all lush green. I was a friendless boy, only 18 years of age, yet oft I spent my time drinking in the alehouse with my fellows, full of rage. Speaking up of dandies and women and puffy dames, which horses to bet on the game. You see, my father employed I to a miller maid to learn the family trade. Every morrow I'd follow him down the road near the woods. The wooden wheel went a-turning, 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 trickling in the cold creek earning. I'd grind grain and bake bread for my ma. I'd grind grain and bake bread for my ma, so we'd all could eat and not starve, said Pa. Said one night at the mill, whilst the moon was pale and full, the forest went on a drum and felt the pull. Cooing frogs and crickets were a-chirping like crows. I saw a man across the way in the mist glow, wearing a jacket of spun wool low, whilst my father was up in the loft, grinding away. I tarried close, and the man half hid wore the horns of a goat on display. His legs were furry and black as a trench, his face was long and his smile was faint. Raised a crooked finger, beckoned me near. I'll admit I felt no fear. Soon I met and fell in love with one dear girl in Chestford, with brown hair and roving eyes. I promised her I'd marry her if me she would not deny. Up and up stepped her mother to the door by the old house. So bold, she said, dressed in a yellow blouse. Oh honey, sweet man, marry my daughter please, and take her far away with riches to the sea. Her family persuaded me to take her for my wife. I told him trumpeting lies, for the devils were singing in my head high. Oh Lord, Satan spoke to me to take her dear life. So I asked her a queer thing, to head on a walk over the blooming field so good, that we might have some secret talk, and name our wedding day, that I may open my heart to lay. Now, oh good sir, we did not travel far. When I looked all around and around, I picked up a long tree branch from the ground, and straight and hard I knocked her down. She tumbled upon her trembling knee, for mercy's sake she cried, oh why Finney, don't murder me, I'm not fit to die. Laughing all the while, I took her white hand and spun her around for a mile. For when she was draggled and body beaten blue, I knew strangling would not do. I removed a pistol from my coat, placed it in her mouth, fired the smoke, and blew open her face closed, dragging her screaming into the night. Her voice strong as gold bright, I tossed her in the river side down, so she might drown. I returned to my father's mill. It was midnight, ready to reel, but little did my pa know what I had been about. Though he did inquire, earnest son, what is all those bloody clothes? I answered him most quickly, said I fell and hit my nose. 6 days passed, and better still, the dreading damsel she was seen, floating by her mother's house down in the old Chestford town. I waited and waited for them to come, to hang me for what I had done. Though many a months went and I was sitting mighty fine, telling stories to my fellows over wine. The corner yanked her corpse from the bed and put her in a red lace coffin, laid down her head. I attended the funeral that Sunday evening in the churchyard. My oh my, the whole place was diddy up, even the gods. And the fat priest in his robe chanted on how she was a pretty damn thing. Everybody, oh everybody was a weeping, a sobbing, a crying, a singing, a sang proud and loud, twisting the hymns back, for my tongue was all black. When it was time to view the girl and lower the casket into the earth, I knew within myself I had to see her worth. So I stood and trotted over to look at her face, smiling at her beauty that was mangled. And she looked just like that fella I saw in the misty place. Her arms were above her, broken was her bones. I felt not a thing, you know, without a person seeing. I twirled a lock of her honey hair, put it in my pocket, kept it there. Once the soul buried her deep and the townsfolk continued to weep, I went on about my day. Oh yes, I went about my day.